Hello, my name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about the spread offense, and specifically, we're going to talk about an introduction to the running game in the spread offense. So first, let's start out with the X's and O's. And we need to make sure that we understand that there's no offensive play or scheme that can get you a touchdown or a big play every time you have the ball. Only great players can actually make this happen. So what we need to do is we need to design plays that give our players the best chance to make these great plays. So what is the spread offense? It's designed to get the defense to defend the whole field, north, south, east, and west. It's also designed to get players that are skilled in space so that they can make these great plays. We use mathematics as well to gain an advantage, and we'll talk about that a little later. The design of the offense, well, we want to just simply outscore our opponent. 0-0 isn't going to win a game. We need to score points in order to win. And also, it allows players more time to focus on football fundamentals. See, the spread offense is actually a very, very, very simple concept. Because of this, it allows us to focus more on how to actually play the game by each position. So, let's talk about how the spread offense is designed to get the defense to defend the whole field. Let's start with a question. How many yards is a football field north to south? Well, if we start, each end zone is 10 yards north to south. The football field is obviously 100 yards from goal line to goal line. And the other end zone is also 10 yards. And this gives us a total of 120 yards football field north to south. How many yards is a football field east to west, though? A lot of people won't know this, but it's 53 1/3 yards, and we're going to make the defense defend every inch of this east to west. And specifically, from the outside of the numbers to the sideline is an additional 10 yards on each side of the field. Why does this matter? Well, let's give you an example here of a 4th and goal from Michigan State going against Northwestern. We start out here on a running play where there's 9 people that are blocking for their acclaimed running back in the backfield to try to get a touchdown. But if we look at the defense, they have 11 people in the box. So the offense has 9 blockers versus the defense having 11. So what are problems with this example? The offense has -2 on its blockers. The defense can easily penetrate the line of scrimmage. There is very little likelihood of success for the offense since there is those 2 extra rushers. It's a terrible way to help your offense read the defense because they know that there's 11 coming at them. There's nothing that they can do about this. And the defense is squeezed into the box, so they're not actually accountable for the other sides of the field. Just a bad play design in general. So let's look at example number 2. This is the spread offense, and we got here another goal line play. This one's 3rd and goal from the same yard line, and if you notice, we have 7 blockers. Defense has 7 rushers. We got 7 blockers versus 7 rushers if you count the quarterback, and we're going to explain why he's the 7th blocker. He does this by reading one of the defensive linemen, and by doing that, we're going to let him rush in at us. We're actually not going to block this guy. We're going to let him come in free, and the quarterback's going to read him. And that's going to eventually neutralize him, because wherever the defensive lineman goes, the ball goes somewhere else. This actually makes it to where there's 7 blockers versus 5 rushers. But we eliminated 2, but I'm only showing you 1, so where is the other one? How did this happen? Well, because the defense has to respect the pass and run, we make it a 7-on-5. So let's start with our wideout that we spread out past the numbers, our slot receiver, our other receiver on the bottom of the field, and our running back, who they don't know yet if he's going to run the ball or pass it. And this effectively takes out this corner, slot corner, the outside linebacker, and the bottom defensive back. Then we read the defensive tackle, and if you count the numbers, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rushers on 7 blockers. This is the post-snap of that very play, and you can see here the defensive tackle that we let come through. The quarterback is reading. Wherever he goes, the ball goes elsewhere. That neutralizes him. Now let's look at the running back's running lanes. Wide open hole for a touchdown if he wants to take that lane. Or if the quarterback decides that he needs to pull it, look at this hole for a touchdown on the other side of the lane. So we stretch the defense east to west using all 53 1/3 yards, so they have to be accountable for it. Let's look at example number 3, and this is from the coach's game. So we got an outside zone read, and if you see here, the outside linebacker highlighted in purple is actually not in the box because he has to guard the slot receiver out there to the right. How many blockers do we have? We have 7 if we count the quarterback. Defenders, they only have 6 rushers. So we snap the ball, reading the outside linebacker, he stays. This means that the quarterback hands the ball off to the running back. And if we look at these holes that are created in the A and negative A gaps. This is unbelievable. This is touchdown written all over. So in short, the amount of field most offenses make the defense defend look like this, where the green is where the defense has to defend, and the purple is usually what they don't have to deal with. And this adds up to 4,300 yards of total football field that defense has to deal with normally, which seems like a lot. But when we line it up to what our offense is going to make the defense defend, it's the entire field, which equates to 6,360 yards. That's over 2,000 yards more that they have to defend, and that's a lot. So let's look at some plays and highlights to show you these holes that open up and how the defense can't handle defending the entire field.
The coverage they're in. Keeps it himself, and he's got nothing but daylight. As much time comes right out and goes for it. Touchdown to Michael James. Staying true to who you are. Look at the defense is still moving. They're still running around trying to get a line. To throw the ball, but they kind of stay to who they really are. And Michael James makes 2 outstanding cuts. The safety, Delano Howe, takes a really poor angle, maybe underestimating whether or not James could get through there. But look at these 2 cuts. I mean, it looks like he's running on ice. He's just kind of tiptoeing around. Somehow, side creates the turnover. And the Ducks come back with Michael James battling his way 30-35. And exploding into the middle is DeAnthony Thomas. Can't catch him. Touchdown, Oregon. His nickname is...
You come on the air, I first SportsCenter hits at 5:30 local and thousands of people.
Hello, end zone. Won't catch him. LaMichael James, and ladies and gentlemen, right down right now, this young man is a Heisman Trophy candidate. Urban Meyer and the Florida Gators. Up the middle explodes James. So a backup linebacker for Stanford is in the game, and Barnard comes in place of James and stumbles forward. Can't say enough about James. He's gone over 100 yards again here tonight.
Brent, I don't mean to interrupt, but Chase Thomas, 44, who was injured previous play, just jogged out gingerly out on the field as if he wasn't injured at all. That's what has Chip Kelly fired up, that they went basically trying to slow down this Oregon offense by faking an injury.
And the crowd recognizing that was the boo you heard. Thomas is loose.